Welcome back, everyone. So today we're doing a deep dive, looking closely at, story many of you probably know, but we're focusing specifically on a reflection of it, a source that actually called this a life-changing story.
That's right.
It tracks this relationship over decades, really,
Yeah.
between two characters, and it's quite a meditation on love, on sacrifice, and maybe what happiness actually means.
Yeah, and our goal here, I think, isn't just to retell the plot. We really want to pull out the core lessons, the philosophical takeaways that this particular source highlighted about selfless giving, unconditional support, and what the real payoff is. It's a story that really pushes you, the listener, to think about your own values.
Definitely. And the key players, let's call them, are this tree, who loved a little boy, and then the boy himself, whose needs just keep changing, keep evolving as he goes through life.
Right.
It all starts, though, in this place of just pure joy, doesn't it?
It really does. And what's striking right at the start is how simple that joy is. It wasn't about transactions at all. It was just about being there.
Yeah.
Together. And the source really emphasizes this. Like, this initial state is the foundation, the baseline for happiness in the story.
Exactly. When the boy was young, everything was just easy, simple, fun. The source mentions specifics like he'd gather the tree's leaves, the things that just naturally dropped.
Yeah.
And he'd make them into crowns, pretending he was the king of the forest. He'd climb the trunk, swing on the branches, eat the apples.
And the quiet moments too, right? Like playing hide and seek and then just falling asleep in the shade afterwards. Safe. The source is super clear about the feeling then. The boy loved the tree deeply. And because of that connection, the tree was happy. Just completely happy, tied to that shared presence, simple things.
But, like in life, right, that kind of pure, simple connection, it often doesn't last in the same way.
No.
The boy gets older, and here the source seems to hint at a kind of critique, doesn't it? A shift away from that sort of spiritual connection towards something else.
Yes, a very material reality.
Right.
His needs change quite dramatically. It moves from play, from just being there, to needing things, possessions.
And this is where the story really shifts gears, isn't it? From that sort of pastoral poem into a lesson about, human desire.
That's a good way to put it. The source really flags this first separation. The boy comes back, but he's not interested in climbing anymore.
Right.
His focus is transactional now. He says he wants to buy things and have fun. So basically, he needs money.
And this is the first big test, right? For that unconditional love, the tree. Well, it doesn't have money.
No.
So what can it offer? Part of itself. It offers its apple.
The fruit, to sell in the city.
So how did the source frame the result of that first big sacrifice?
Well, it sets a pattern. And it's kind of a tough pattern to watch, honestly. The boy takes the apples, gets his money, and he's gone. The tree, initially happy, it helped the boy.
Okay.
But then the source adds this crucial detail almost immediately. The boy stays away for a long, long time. And the tree feels sad. So that initial burst of happiness from giving, it gets swamped by the sadness of being alone. It helped him get what he wanted externally, but it lost the connection.
Right. That pattern you mentioned, giving, brings a moment of joy, but then there's this long absence, this loneliness for the tree that really defines the next stages.
It does.
Which brings us to the second big shift. The boy comes back, older still, needing something more permanent. Stability.
Yeah, he's grown up more, got those sort of societal goals now. He says he's too busy to play, too busy to climb.
What does he want this time?
He wants a house to keep him warm, he says. And he mentions wanting a wife, children. He needs a structure, a home.
And the stakes just keep going up. The tree isn't just giving fruit now. It has to give up part of its actual structure.
Its integrity, This is where the source really underlines how, kind of destructive the boy's requests are becoming.
So what does the tree offer?
It offers its branches, the very limbs he used to swing on. It gives up its ability to provide shade, shelter, which is basically the tree's whole way of being. Its home, really.
Yeah.
The source points out it's giving its branches to build a separate structure.
And the result?
The boy cuts them down, takes them away. And again, the tree was happy in that moment of giving.
But
just like before, that happiness is followed by a really long absence. A long silence.
The boy's needs just escalate. From apples to branches for a house, which leads to the final physical sacrifice. He comes back again.
Much older this time. And the source paints him as, too old and sad to even play or climb. He's weary.
And what's the need now? It's not stability anymore, is it?
No, it's escape, distance. He wants a boat, he says, to take me far away. Maybe running from regrets or just the weight of it all.
And the tree, what's even left at this point? No apples, no branches.
Just its trunk, basically. It's a
Well,
core.
it's first.
The last piece of itself, the trunk. Cut it down, make a boat.
Everything.
Everything. The boy takes it, builds his boat, sails away, and the tree was happy. But then comes that crucial phrase the source highlighted.
Oh, was it?
But not really.
But not really. That says so much.
It's huge, isn't it? It's the breaking point, maybe. The goal was met. The boy got his boat, but the giving cost the tree its entire physical existence, its identity, and the happiness wasn't whole anymore.
That phrase, but not really, it's the pivot. It shows that just enabling someone, just giving them what they ask for materially isn't enough for the giver's lasting happiness.
Exactly. Maximum depletion.
And then after what the source just calls a very long time, the boy returns one last time.
He does. And the tree, well, it's just a stump now. And it's almost apologetic.
How so?
It goes through this litany like, sorry, no apples for you. And the boy says his teeth are too weak anyway. Sorry, no branches to swing on. Boy's too old. Sorry, no trunk to climb. Boy's too tired. The tree just sees itself as finished. I'm just an old stump. I wish I could give you something, but I have nothing left. It feels worthless because it can't provide those things anymore.
And this is where it flips, right? After all those huge demands, crowns, money, a house, a boat, what does the boy finally truly need?
So simple. It hits hard. He says, I don't need much now. Just a quiet place to sit and rest. I'm very tired.
All that chasing, all that wanting led to exhaustion, and the real need was just rest, comfort, presence.
Exactly. And the tree, the stump, has this moment of realization. The source really focuses here.
What does it say?
It says, well, an old stump is good for sitting and resting. Come, boy, sit down. Sit down and rest.
And he does.
He sits down, and the source makes a point of the final emotional state. And the tree was happy, not happy, but not really. Just happy, finally.
That simple act of needing a place to rest and the stump providing it, that completes the circle.
It moves away from all the complex material demands, right back to that basic need for presence, for comfort. And that receiving, that simple acceptance, is what makes the tree's happiness whole again.
Okay, let's unpack that payoff. Because the source, the video we're drawing on, it was very explicit about the lessons here. It pulled out 3 core takeaways from this whole decades-long saga.
Yeah, it really synthesized the meaning for us, moving beyond just the story into, like, the psychological truths it holds.
So what's the first big one?
First, and maybe the most central, true love means giving without expecting anything in return. The tree just embodies this, right?
Completely.
It gave literally everything it had just to try and make the boy happy, even when it ended up as just a stump. That selfless action, the source argues, that's unconditional love defined.
That's a powerful lesson, especially, in a world that often feels very transactional, tit for tat.
Right.
Okay, what was the second core lesson the source pulled out?
About happiness itself. The second one focuses on where the giver finds fulfillment. It says, true happiness comes from selfless acts of kindness.
Okay.
So the ultimate joy for the tree and the lesson for us is found in being there for others, supporting them, even if it costs us personally, even if it costs, well, almost everything. The tree's happiness wasn't restored by getting something back, but by providing something essential that was finally just accepted, needed for what it was.
And the third lesson, this seems to be aimed more at the receiver, the boy in the story, or, us when we're on the receiving end.
Exactly. It's about our responsibility. The source says we need to appreciate and care for the people who love us.
Why is that so vital?
Because those people, the trees in our lives, they're the bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
They provide the strength, the support, the unconditional love, often when we need it most, maybe even when we don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
They're our foundation, whether they seem like a big thriving tree or eventually maybe just an old stump. The source is kind of warning us, I think. Don't wait until they're depleted to see their true worth.
It's quite a journey the source lays out, isn't it? From a kid making leaf crowns to needing money, a house, a boat, only to end up right back where maybe it should have started, with just a simple human need for rest and the tree's ability to meet that need, finally bringing real, unqualified happiness.
It is. And that final image, the old man needing just a place to sit and the stump finding its ultimate joy in providing that very basic comfort. It does raise a really interesting question for you, the listener, to think about.
Which is?
Well, If the tree's true happiness was finally restored when the boy simply needed and accepted that basic support, does that mean when we accept unconditional support, we're actually doing something important for the giver?
Ah, like completing the act.
Maybe. Like, are we providing that final necessary piece that completes their joy? By finally just needing them, not what they can materially give. Does the boy accepting the simple rest finally acknowledge the tree's intrinsic worth beyond its resources?
So, what responsibilities does receiving place on us, beyond just saying thank you for the gift? Does the act of simply needing the giver, in their simplest form, fulfill something essential?
It's something to chew on, definitely. It flips the script a little, thinking about the receiver's role and the giver's happiness.
A profound thought indeed, thinking about both sides of that unconditional love equation. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive into sacrifice, love, and what might be ultimate happiness.
Yeah, lots to think about.
Go forth and maybe explore those ideas of giving and also receiving in your own relationships.